What if I told you that right now, inside your mind, two wolves are fighting? One wolf is filled with anger, fear, jealousy, and doubt. The other is filled with peace, courage, kindness, and wisdom. Every decision you make, every thought you repeat, every emotion you hold on to, feeds one of these wolves. Most people spend their entire lives wondering why they never find peace. Without realizing, they've been feeding the wrong wolf all along. But today, you are about to hear an ancient Buddhist story. A story so powerful that once you understand it, you may never look at your own mind the same way again. So before you skip this video, ask yourself one question. Which wolf are you feeding? Long ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by forests and mountains, a young man walked for days, searching for someone who could answer the question that had haunted him his entire life. He had wealth. He had friends. He had everything people said should bring happiness. Yet, every night, his mind became a battlefield. Sometimes he felt love. The next moment, he felt anger. Sometimes he wanted to forgive. The next moment, he wanted revenge. He couldn't understand why his own mind was fighting against him. One morning, he heard that the Buddha was staying in a nearby forest monastery. People said, "The Buddha doesn't just answer questions. He changes the person asking them." Curious, the young man traveled through rivers, forests, and dusty roads, until finally, he stood before the enlightened one. The Buddha looked at him with calm eyes that seemed to understand every pain, without a single word being spoken. The young man bowed respectfully and asked, "Master, why does my mind never rest? Why do I want to become a good person, but keep losing to anger, fear, and negative thoughts?" The Buddha smiled gently. Instead of answering, he pointed toward the deep forest. "Walk with me." The young man followed, silently. After several minutes, they reached a quiet clearing. The wind moved softly through the trees. Birds sang in the distance. Then the Buddha stopped, picked up two small stones from the ground, placed one in each hand, and said something that would change the young man's life forever. Inside every human being, two invisible wolves are always fighting. The young man looked confused. Two wolves? He had expected a meditation technique, not a story. But the Buddha continued, and with every word, the mystery became deeper. The young man looked at the Buddha with curiosity. "Two wolves?" he asked. "What do you mean, Master?" The Buddha smiled and placed the two stones on the ground. Then he said, "The first wolf lives on fear. It grows stronger every time you compare yourself to others. It whispers, 'You are not good enough.' It fills your heart with anger, jealousy, hatred, greed, pride, and endless worry. The more you listen to that voice, the stronger that wolf becomes." The young man lowered his head. Every word felt painfully familiar. Then the Buddha picked up the second stone. His voice became calm, but powerful. "The second wolf lives on wisdom. It grows through kindness, through patience, through gratitude, through compassion, through forgiveness, and through peace. It never shouts. It never forces. It simply waits for you to notice it. The young man closed his eyes. For the first time, he realized that both wolves had always lived inside him. One pushed him toward anger. The other gently called him toward peace. After a long silence, he asked the question that every human eventually asks. Master, if these two wolves are always fighting inside me, which one wins? The Buddha looked into his eyes, smiled gently, and answered with just one sentence. A sentence so powerful that people still remember it thousands of years later. The one you feed. The young man's heart stopped for a moment. Such a simple answer. Yet it explained his entire life. Every angry thought fed the dark wolf. Every act of kindness fed the peaceful wolf. Every moment of gratitude made the wise wolf stronger. Every moment of hatred made the fearful wolf stronger. The battle had never been outside him. It had always been inside his own mind. And from that moment, he understood something that most people never realize. Your destiny is not decided by the world. It is decided by the wolf you choose to feed every single day. The young man remained silent. The Buddha's words echoed inside his heart. The one you feed wins. After a few moments, he looked up and asked, Master, if the peaceful wolf wins by what I feed it, then how do I feed the right wolf every day? The Buddha smiled. He sat beneath a large tree and invited the young man to sit beside him. The cool wind passed through the leaves. Then the Buddha began to speak. Every morning, you wake up with a choice. You can feed fear, or you can feed wisdom. The young man listened carefully. The Buddha continued. When someone insults you, your angry wolf immediately wants revenge. It tells you to shout back, to prove yourself, to hurt the other person. But if you pause, take one deep breath, and choose silence instead, you have just fed the peaceful wolf. The Buddha picked up a dry leaf from the ground. He held it in his hand. Look at this leaf. It never fights the wind. It simply moves with it. The strongest people are not those who always fight. They are those who know when peace is more powerful than victory. The young man nodded slowly. For the first time, he understood that peace was not weakness. Simply stop feeding it, and begin feeding the other one again. The young man's eyes filled with tears. For years, he believed he was fighting against the world. But today, he discovered the greatest battle had always been inside himself. As he walked back toward his village, the road had not changed. The world had not changed. But he had changed. From that day on, whenever anger appeared, he remembered the two wolves. Whenever fear entered his heart, he remembered the Buddha's words. Whenever jealousy whispered into his mind, he chose gratitude instead. And slowly, day by day, the peaceful wolf became stronger. Now let me ask you, which wolf are you feeding today? Every thought you repeat, every word you speak, Every action you take is shaping the person you will become tomorrow. Remember, peace does not appear by accident. It is created. One choice, one thought, one day at a time. The Buddha's wisdom is timeless because it reminds us that true victory is never over another person. It is over our own mind. If this story touched your heart, take a moment today. Choose kindness over anger. Choose gratitude over complaint. Choose wisdom over fear. Because in the end, the wolf you feed becomes your future. If this story inspired you, please like this video and subscribe to Maurya Buddha Wisdom for more timeless Buddhist stories that bring peace, clarity, and inner strength. And before you leave, tell us in the comments, which wolf are you feeding today? Remember, your journey to inner peace begins with one small choice. Person with praying hands.